Hi everyone, welcome to Calendar Years. In this video, we will be analyzing the syllabus for the upcoming test conducted by Calendar Years, and the topics are International Relations, Science and Technology and Social Justice. Here we will be focused on the syllabus analysis on social justice. We know social justice is an area that is covered under the GS2 part of the main syllabus, and the questions from this area also appear in the prelims, especially the questions on government schemes. So if you learn a government scheme for prelims, you can smartly apply in your mains answers. So there should be an integrated approach or a comprehensive approach is needed to study these topics. For example, these are some of the main topics like health, education, women, children, NGOs, SDGs, poverty and hunger. If you analyze the previous year prelims questions, you can connect these main syllabus with the prelim syllabus. And we can categorize these questions on social justice under various headings like schemes, policies, report and indices. Schemes, policies, report and indices. So let us consider or let us analyze some of the prelims previous year questions on social justice. Okay. So the first question is, with reference to Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, consider the following statement. So we can categorize this question under the heading of schemes, because the question is on Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Then the statements are, it is the flagship scheme of the Ministry of Labour and Employment. So you should aware of the ministry involved under this scheme. Then it, among other things, will also impart training in soft skills, entrepreneurship, financial and digital literacy. So you should aware of the provisions or aim of the scheme. And you can connect this question with your mains part, because this question Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, you can connect with the human resource part of your syllabus, human resources, especially the skill development part. Okay, so you can connect this question with your main syllabus, human resources, especially the skill development part, and we can categorize this question under the schemes part, and you should aware of the ministry involved under the scheme and the provisions or aim of the scheme. Okay, so the next question is, what is the purpose of Vidyanjali Yojana? So it is also categorized under the schemes part, and UPSC asked directly about the aim or the purpose of the scheme, and we can connect this Vidyanjali Yojana with our main syllabus, the education part or the topic education. So you can smartly apply this Vidyanjali Yojana in your mains answers as well. Okay, so you should aware of the aim or purpose of the schemes. Okay. The next question is, what is the aim of the program Unnat Bharat Abhiyan? So we can again categorize these under the schemes category, and the UPSC asked directly about the aim of the scheme, and it is an ABCD question. So you can expect some similar type of questions in your exams. Okay, and we can connect these Unnat Bharat Abhiyan with your main syllabus education. Okay. So you should aware of the aim of the scheme, and you can connect this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan with your main syllabus, the education part. Okay. So the next question is, who among the following can join the national pension system? Again, this question we can categorize under the heading of schemes, and here the question asks about the beneficiaries or targeted group. So you should aware of the beneficiaries or targeted group under the schemes. Okay, then you can connect this national pension system with your main syllabus, vulnerable groups, especially elder people. Okay, so this national pension system, the beneficiary, you should aware of the beneficiaries or the targeted groups covered under these schemes. Then you can connect these national pension system with your main syllabus, vulnerable groups or especially the elder people. Okay. So the next question is, consider the following statements as per the Right to Education Act. So the question we can categorize under the heading of acts or laws or policies. So we can categorize this Right to Education Act under the heading of acts, and the statement is given that as per the RT Act, to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in a state, a person would be required to possess the minimum qualification laid down by the concerned State Council of Teacher Education. So you should aware of the provisions under the acts or laws. Okay, and you can connect this RT Act with the main syllabus, the topic education. Okay. So this RT Act or this question we can categorize under the heading of acts or laws, and you should aware of the provisions under the act. Then we can connect the right to education with the main syllabus, the education part. Okay. So the next question is, with reference to provisions made under the National Food Security Act 2013, consider the following statement. So we can categorize this question under the acts or laws, and the statements are, the families coming under the category of below poverty line only are eligible to receive subsidized grains. So you should aware of the beneficiaries covered under the act. Okay. Then you should also aware of the provisions, because the question directly given that the provisions under the National Food Security Act. So you should also aware of the provisions under this act, and you can, or we can connect this National Food Security Act with our main syllabus, poverty and hunger. Okay. So you should aware of the beneficiaries covered under the acts, and then you should also aware of the provisions under this act, and we can connect this question with our main syllabus, poverty and hunger. So the next question is, with reference to the National Intellectual Property Rights Policy, consider the following statements. Even though this National Intellectual Property Rights Policy is not related to the social justice part, you can expect similar type of questions in your upcoming exams, like National Education Policy, National Health Policy, etc. Especially the National Education Policy, the UPSC has already asked the National Education Policy in the 2020 mains paper. So the provisions under this National Education Policy is important. So we can categorize this National Intellectual Property Rights Policy, this question, under the heading of policies. Okay. So you should aware of the provisions under these important policies. Okay. So the next question is, which of the following gives the Global Gender Gap Index ranking to the countries of the world? So we can categorize this question under the indices or reports. So you should aware of the body or authority or the organization which publishes these type of reports or indices, and you should also aware of the performance of various countries, especially India's rank under these reports or indices. You can also apply these type of indices or reports in your answers. And this question, Global Gender Gap Index, you can connect with your mains part, the women. Okay. So we have discussed some of the prelims previous year questions from the social justice part. So let us revise again. We can categorize these questions under various headings like schemes, policies or acts, report and indices. And under the schemes, policies or acts, you should aware of the provisions or aim of the scheme or aim of the policy or act. Then with regard to the report and indices, you can connect with the main syllabus, like for example, poverty and hunger, you can expect questions from global hunger index, multi-dimensional poverty index. Then human resources part, you can expect questions from human development index, etc. Okay. So we can expect around 5 to 6 questions from this area. Through this integrated approach, the main syllabus plus the prelims questions, without much effort we can score around 12 to 16 questions or 16 marks easily. And you should also aware of the old schemes or old acts as well. For example, the MPLAD scheme, Member of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme. This scheme was launched in 1993, but the question on MPLAD scheme was appeared in the 2020 prelims. So you should also aware of the old schemes and which is frequently appeared in the news. And if any amendment happen to this act, you should also aware of the provisions under this act or policy. Okay, so all the best. Thank you.
Hi dear students, welcome to Gallant IAS. I am here to discuss the syllabus and strategy for the upcoming mock test, that is Science and Technology. We will be seeing why Science and Technology is important with regard to your preparation, previous trend and syllabus in detail. Why Science and Technology is important? You can see the question trend from past few years, that is from 2011 to 20. You can expect 10 questions and above from Science and Technology alone. See, in 2011, 13 questions were asked. In 12, 4. In 2013, 2. 2014, 6. 2015, 7. 2016, 11. In 2017, 4. In 2018, 10. 2019, again 10. In last year, that is in 2020, 13 questions were asked from Science and Technology alone. I didn't include the general science questions. In case of general science, around 5 to 6 questions were asked in every year. Okay, so in case of Science and Technology, you can expect 10 and above questions. Okay, so which will carry 20 marks. If you are done with your preparation, you can score these 20 marks easily. From this, you can clear that this Science and Technology part you cannot skip from your prelims preparation. Okay, let's discuss the syllabus. For prelims, it's given as general science, which means you have a basic idea about physics, chemistry and biology, but you should focus on biotechnology, space, computer and IT, defense and nuclear technology. You must clear with the basic idea, but you should aware on the applications, development, innovations in this field. Okay. For example, space missions or innovations of biotechnology, advancement of artificial intelligence, etc. Conceptual clarity is very important in this topic. Okay, the past trend analysis shows that the questions are analytical in nature. Now, I am going to share some of the strategy which will be useful for your science and technology preparation. Strategy number 1, strengthen your basics. I have already mentioned that you must have a crystal clear understanding on your basic concept which is mentioned in your syllabus. Second thing is previous year questions. This science and technology is a boundless subject. So, when you are preparing with your syllabus, you should practice more number of questions from previous year, at least from 2011 to 20. It will help you to understand the question trend of UPSC. Okay. Next is current affair. Like other subjects, you cannot separate the static portion and the current affair part. It's a mixed form. That is, the current development and a conceptual part will be there in a single question. So, when you are preparing, you should keep on updating the recent advancement of science and technology. Okay. Next is, what are the things to do in a mock test? First thing, attempt maximum number of questions. If you are not knowing the concept or a question, you should attempt that question. You can use your knowledge, logical skill, and experimental method like elimination method and all in your test. Do all your experiments in your mock test, which will help you to get good marks in your final test, that is prelims 2021. Don't miss the test. Do well, give your best. After test, evaluate your performance. Okay, that's it. Thank you.